John Evans, you're a prominent auto dealer here in town, you and your dad. So tell me, you're here to support your brother-in-law.
Yes, Roy Boyle's running for Commissioner of Revenue. A lot of experience in the office, very active in the community. We think he's the right man, and hopefully today we're going to find out this evening that he gets it.
And I think he's got endorsed by John Smedley's wife, or widow, right?
That's correct. Doris did endorse him.
And how many years has he been working there?
I think 25 years.
So he knows a few things.
He sure does. Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Now, do you normally get in politics, or is this just a family
No, not
thing?
normally. This is family.
Now, what do you think about the governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general? What do you think about the tone of the campaign?
I tell you, the turnout today's been good, and I don't know which way it's going to go. We'll just have to see.
Are you going to be happy that there's no more negative ads, at least for a little while?
Yes.
Yeah, we're with the Republican Party for Ken Cuccinelli and Mark Obenshain and Mark Berg and all the others.
Okay. What do you think of the tone of the election?
Well, I think there's been a lot of negativity, unfortunately. That's part of politics today, which is sad. But ultimately, I think you have to look at the issues and you have to look at what's going on in politics today, especially in Washington, D.C., and know that we need a change. We need some fresh ideas in our government, local, state, and federal.
You got any predictions for the top three?
Well, I'm only hopeful, but right now things aren't looking good for our side, unfortunately. But all we can do is hope and pray.
Okay, so there's, I guess the best chance is probably Mark Obenshain, who's the local delegate here of the three, and then there's been a surge. Do you have any thoughts? I guess it always closes in the end, right?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close race. I think that the turnout is probably going to be better than expected. It's a very nice day. So it's going to be about people coming out and rallying behind their candidates. And so I think it's probably going to be within a couple of points in the end. And hopefully at the very least, Mr. Obenshain will come through, because I think he's a great guy and he'll be great for Virginia, as he has been. He's already served a long time for Virginia. And Mr. Cuccinelli, of course, was very instrumental in Virginia as Attorney General. So all of the Republican candidates would do great things. So we're still very hopeful.
How much of an impact did some of the controversy about Reverend Jackson? Do you think that sticks to that?
I don't think that really swayed anyone in the end. I think this was somewhat of a particularly polarizing election with McAuliffe and Cuccinelli, because McAuliffe is so almost radically left-wing, and Cuccinelli is a conservative Catholic Virginian, and there are very clear dividing lines between them.
Well, we're out here encouraging people to vote, and hopefully they'll vote for our candidates, who happen to be Democrats.
Yeah, been here about 13 years and been working the polls since I've been here.
Speaking of polls, I guess you're encouraged by the polls this year.
Yes, I mean the turnout is unbelievable. I'm very surprised. I know it's usually a problem with low turnout for a governor, but this seems to be steady. I mean, it's just hardly a minute goes by that people aren't coming in.
I wouldn't try to predict, no. Too many factors.
No. I would just hope that it's going to vote a straight Democratic ticket, and I think McAuliffe is going to win, and that usually pulls that side all at one time. Yeah, they've been really bad ads, and although I would imagine the Washington Post coverage of McAuliffe has been so good that pulls people in.
Now, do y'all have a preference or a prediction on the Commissioner of Revenue?
I'm going with the recommendation of some of the people who have worked in that office, and they seem to be supporting Sowers. So,
absolutely, yes. That's one people I talk to. That's the direction they're going.
And it's not often we have the opportunity to speak with people who have worked directly with the candidate and who knows them personally. And so when we have that opportunity, we're extremely fortunate. You had mentioned the negative type of campaign. which has occurred in, when I say recent years, within the past 10, 20 years, it would be nice if people could get back on target and just speak what they believe in rather than an attack campaign, which I don't think benefits anyone.
I think as far as the Affordable Care Act, I think it's a lot made over. That's just, there's problem. Every new company, every old company that comes out with something new, they have glitches. This was unfortunate, but I think
Bad timing for the election.
bad timing for the election. But I think they're going to have it worked out, and something has to be done. I mean, we can't keep going this way. We can't have people not being able to get insurance, and if we have to share. And I think sometimes the Democrats lean more to helping people and sharing and not being me first. And so I think it's going to work out.
If we're honest, we can take this down to a very local level, very personal level. And if we are so tuned in to what I want, what's good for me, if we're playing a game, we're going to lose that game. And it usually is going to work against us. And this is the way I feel. That's what has happened with the shutdown. It's too bad. It cost the American people tremendous amounts of money. It cost people who were coming from out of town, planned these trips for some of them years, and they can't get into a park. I'm very pleased that the government workers are going to be paid for that forced furlough, but how ridiculous to even have it happen. What was accomplished? Things have got to change. We have to start thinking, usually using our minds to reason things, to use logic, and when we cease to use reasoning, that's when we get ourselves into real problems. When we're too narrowly focused on a couple of issues, which often happens with maybe people.